Hi.
How are you talking to me? You're talking to people.
I'm talking to you. Why are you sitting in the dark like you is doing something?
I'm not in the dark. The lighting in this room is just terrible. Like, I'm sitting right in front of a window. I'm black, mind you, dark skinned, and I have a light right over me.
You
So
literally
it's
look
just,
like you're in total complete darkness. Like you are trying, like you're in one of those weird interviews where you're trying to have your
yes, that's what it
identity.
looks like. Like I'm incognito. Like I'm trying to hide my identity. And I just can't get the lighting to work in this particular place.
I don't know
I've
what
tried
type of
everything.
secrets you trying to keep, but
A list of secrets.
loose yourself.
Lord.
You know, a lot of people need to get loose. Excuse me. Tell me why I was on Facebook today and I saw somebody like these same tired conversations. This person I went to high school with, they made this Facebook stat talking about. So could you really get topped by a feminine top?
Oh my
Question
God.
mark. I'm just
Are
like,
we past this
y'all just don't want to get free at all whatsoever.
at all?
On in no way do you want to be free, like at all.
Like you are good. You are good with a restricted. I don't.
And this was a
At
high
this point, I
fitness
don't even know. I don't.
individual. And I'm just like, is that what you need to feel good? Is that really what you need? Maybe
Yeah,
that's why
you need
y'all
a.
got so much anal prolapse and anal fissures. And, you know, maybe that's why. You know, you trying to say that y'all is cream. I don't know what it is. That's an infection. And there's medication for it, you know? I just do not.
There's an ointment for that.
I am so convinced. There's a bomb, okay, in Gilead.
In Gilead.
Okay. And I am mighty confused about it, but there are some things I am not confused about, and that is the results of RuPaul's Drag Race season 13. That
Yes.
I am certain. I am quite certain. So let's get into the gig. Hi everybody. I am your hostess with the mostest, the very Reverend Dr. Juanita Bind'Em.
And this is Avery. My drag name this week is Big Titty Tina. I was watching Noah's Ark. So.
Oh, was you?
Yeah.
And you are tuned in to Drag from the Left, your weekly digital series where we review RuPaul's Drag Race from a radical leftist perspective. This is a pro-Black podcast. This is a Black Trans Lives Matter podcast. This is a Fuck the Police, Down with the Patriarchy podcast. And this is also a Congratulations Simone podcast.
Woo!
Oh, spoiler alert. I mean, if you don't know by now, you have to be sleeping under a rock. Because
there's no reason to tune into review shows if you have not watched the original program.
Pretty much.
That's your fault.
Because it's scripture at this point. What is it? Don't let the smooth taste fool you, baby. That is scripture. What you know good? Scripture. Okay?
Is your blood sugar low?
Is your blood sugar low? The flag factory. Okay? Let's get into this episode. It is season 13 finale of RuPaul's Drag Race. It has been a fortnight, a year. This started on, did this premiere on the first day of the year? Did this come out like
this premiered on New Year's Day.
Yeah, like
a full 4 months.
It's about to be May.
Literally. On Saturday, it's May.
We've been with these girls for a mighty long time.
Yes.
It has come to a close, and I'm gonna tell you what, I am happy about it, also sad about it. But we all know, if anything, with RuPaul and World of Wonder, we will have another TV show starting in like 2 seconds. So
literally, Drag Race Holland starts at the end of this week.
Australia, I think is coming. Australia
isn't Holland? Oh no.
No, Holland is separate.
Okay, so, yeah, Holland is somewhere over in Europe.
Yeah, so Australia is coming out. You don't know your geography. Australia is coming out.
I'm working through it as I'm talking.
Where is your scooter? Where is your map? Where is your map? Where is it?
In Google, let me look it up.
Australia is coming out. España, that's Spanish for Spain, is coming out. And then All Stars will come out at some point. They're gonna talk about some buy the Paramount Plus app coming soon. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Maybe I have to check Paramount Plus to see when it's coming. Maybe the announcement is going to be on there.
You think that's a ploy to make me get the app? Because I think that's rude.
It's a ploy to make us all get the app.
But But if it comes on it should also come out on Wild Presents Plus. I'm not buying another app. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but like, what's the lag if it can? Because like, it can't be posted at the same time. So what's the point of getting the Paramount Plus app?
I
So
can't do this. I cannot do this. You know, All
yeah,
Stars gonna
my
have to get binged, okay? Because I cannot. I'm not doing it. It is so disrespectful. They're talking about pull the cord, pull the plug, and I might as well have kept my cable television. But now you can't keep cable television because it's only gonna be on the app. It's not gonna be on
right,
CBS because Paramount
right,
Plus is gonna be with the old CBS app, and it's
yes,
not gonna come on actual channel 5 or 3, whatever
mm-mm.
CBS is. That
Only on
is
the app.
baloney. That is Oscar Mayer, Bollogna. Okay, I
My
am
baloney has a first name.
okay. A first name, a last name. I just can't. I cannot. But you know, the person who's in charge of all this is RuPaul. So let's talk about RuPaul. This finale opens with
Girl,
RuPaul singing New Friends Silver, Old Friends Gold. I think that's what it's called. Uh Looking fucking stunning.
her 60-year-old self was up there and all them with all them legs.
And arms, and I think that's her Vanity Fair bustier that she wore on her Vanity
Hmm.
Fair cover. She looks good as fuck, and she wants you to know that the baby ain't gained a pound since that cover, just so you know. Okay, in case you were wondering. Okay,
Yes, that wig was snatched, the face was beat.
the heels was high, the dancers was on cue, and she had that beautiful ruffle coat. That was a high end ruffle coat, because sometimes these drag ruffle
Yeah.
coats be,
Was
be
made in somebody's living room, no shade, but this one,
yeah, that was a ruffle coat. If you go wear a ruffle
yeah,
coat, that's how you wear a ruffle coat.
exactly. Let's backpedal to the dancers just really quickly because my God, these were some of the best, some of the finest. That dark skinned one with all them teeth.
Those teeth, baby.
Ooh,
Ugh.
give me your Instagram handle.
He
Give
didn't
me
have
your Twitter
no
handle.
back fat. There was like no back fat. I'm just anyway. They were all delicious and scrumptious.
Yes.
I'm drooling. My thing is the dancers, to me, they was dancing gay enough, because sometimes you get them muscular
Yeah.
ass dancers, and they be trying to make everything look like the Millie Rock no, I want you to look like a faggot. Okay,
Yeah, they trying to be as masculine as possible.
no,
When you need a little limp wrist to make this
okay,
move look good, right? You need a little
exactly.
limp in your wrist.
Loosen that wrist, switch them hips, twinkle them toes, baby. This
Yeah.
is what I signed up for. This is why I'm here. Be
Right.
gay. I will rejoice and be gay in it. Okay. This is what I need. Okay. And they were looking so good. And you know what? They had good dancers, because some of them dancers was Ariana Grande's backup dancers, a couple of them. Because I follow
Really?
them. I follow all her background dancers online. And a couple of them was Ariana Grande backup dance. So they got them is real dancers. They're not just people that they done picked up off the
Right.
because they be doing
Right.
them little random open calls. You know what I'm saying? No, this was real
Hmm.
dancers. These dancers
Okay,
had
this
technique. They had
technique.
technique. Okay.
Yes. I
Uh,
enjoyed them.
they were so good. And it's just so good to see RuPaul perform, because I think it adds a layer of legitimacy to the television show. I
Yes.
think every now and then Ru needs to let the girls know that I am the supreme, and regardless of how you feel
Yeah.
about me, I have the credentials to judge this show and pick the winner. And she needs to do
Absolutely.
that. She needs to do that.
Absolutely. And
Also,
I think it adds a layer of hope too for some of the girls. Like for her to be like so far in her career and to be 60 years old and be able to like get up there and still show the girls what she can do. Like I'm sure the young girls are like, damn, I can actually make a career out of this
the
and have
longevity is
longevity.
available to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
particularly in this landscape, because I think Ru has, in spite of how Rue is a complete and total sellout now, there was a
Hmm.
point in time where Rue was just, it was different than how they exist now. And the framework of how the world looked was also a lot different.
Right.
RuPaul came into mainstream fame at the very, like, where the AIDS crisis was like we were losing a lot of people.
Yes.
And there was a lot of stigma around being queer, about being black and queer, about dressing up like however you wanted to. And that
Hmm.
was also the era, to me, in the United States, where people actually got really quite conservative. Like the Clinton era, to me, was a very conservative time in American history, in my opinion. It was
Yeah.
very like, I mean, we got mass incarceration and the super predator out of this. Like everybody behave and be, but there was also this counterculture that was also happening with like it was seen in fashion, like the tomboys and the grunge and the sexuality of the rap artists, of the female rap artists and R&B artists that was coming out at the same time, that was kind of combating that. So I mean, we get into a little history, little section of money.
No, I love it because also at that very same time was almost like a second, some people call it the second Renaissance, the second Harlem Renaissance, because Black queer art was thriving based off of the social conditions that was happening. This is where we have our Joseph Beams, our Essence Henfield, our Audre Lordes, and this is when we actually have we are starting to see a very organized radical Black politic forming because of the Barbara Smith, who's from Cleveland, by the way, because of the Audre Lordes, because of the Black queer feminist politic that is now forming and having real organization and real good fundamental elements underneath it. So it was a wild time. It was a very sad time, but as you said, it was a very progressive time for Black artists, for Black queer artists specifically.
Right. And because of all that work that was being done in a time where, of course, like it is now, where there's people trying to do the opposite, right? But the girls, Rue has the world looks different, and Rue has kind of paved the way for these girls to be able to go out and find a niche and make some money,
Yeah.
And yes, they're supposed to have fun and enjoy their art, but they're also supposed to have a livelihood, and it really is an opportunity for, you seeing, before we'll get into it more later, but what you seeing now, now that the finale has ended, now you seeing the girls getting ready to go on tours, and the merch and the magazines and the
bookings
and the bookings, and this is what they really need to really to do that. So shout out to you, Mama Rue. Now, the motherfucking show gags me throat was unable to relax.
I feel like when Mick says Gagatandra, this is the apex of Gagatandra.
The physical incarnation of Gagatandra
is here. The personification of the Gagatandra was on stage.
How dare you start this with a motherfucking ball?
How black ass, it's the cocaine theory. How black ass dare you? This was, the way your mouth is agape right now, that's how we were all watching.
Now, mind y'all, audience, me and Avery were able to watch this together. It was me, Avery, my friend Shay, who is probably the listener on here right now, and my boo. And we was all in here watching it. When I tell you there was gas and screams and death silence, it was a lot, okay? When they started, I was like, no, they not about to do a ball. So we gonna take y'all through it. So the theme of the ball was black and white and red all over. And of course, finale as a gonzers. Yes. So we're gonna go girl by girl for all three of their looks, but in the order of appearance. So first up to the motherfucking stage was Got Mick in their black and white look. Tell me what you think, mama. Tell me what you think.
So when we say screams, this is the one I screamed. This is one of the ones I screamed at.
Same.
Goodness, she ate. I don't even think I'm qualified enough to even really give this a critique because, what? So good, so good. Now I do have comments about the ball overall, but I can save that to the end. But as far as looks go, as far as presentation, as far as artistry, as far as concept, all the things.
I cannot even think that Mick would think to do a Hellraiser look. This is to pull reference, but to pull this reference and then to heighten this look with the spikes and nails being stones and crystals. You know what I'm saying? The construction of this garment, and let me tell you, the girls came padded for the gods, and the waists were snapped. The heads were there. And the girls were padded and cinched for the finale, in case you were wondering. Okay. Also, Mick said that they were wearing some of the highest heels that they had ever worn during this finale, so that their gowns could have the stature that they do, so they could have the scale, So it's just, this look was emotional. And to start, and this is the thing, this is how disrespectful to you. This is the first one that came out. I would refuse to go afterwards. I'm just this is not This is
Yeah,
not fair. I'm just letting you know what they did. They got Mick at the first. Mick opens and Simone closes. So everything in the middle is go pale in comparison. You know,
listen,
like
and that's
it's
kind of what
just.
happened.
Let's move on to God Mick's red all over look. Um, Out of the 3 looks combined, this one was the one that I was least physically impacted by, but that is really just a grain of sand, okay,
Right.
in terms of the comment, because the outfit is non-critiquable. Like, it is on such a high level of drag, and this red and white
Yes.
Keith Haring, David Bowie inspired garment is just it. And to do this silhouette too, it's such a different silhouette, you know,
Mhm. Mhm.
with the oversized like pant and the I just can't.
Like you, it was so like you said, it was the least favorite of the 3, but that just speaks to how great the other 2 were. Like, and great is not a good enough descriptor of these
I don't
outfits.
have the
Like
language.
it was out of this world. It was ethereal. It was just as close to perfection as one could be.
I almost am like upset, and we'll get to the next one. Grand finale, eleganza, extravaganza look. Got Mick has
Ooh,
single-handedly murdered every bitch who came on this show and ever uttered the words that they were a fashion queen. Because
come on.
this is fashion.
I have no
She's truly
words.
the moment. She's truly the moment.
I have no words.
What is this
None.
gown? What is
What?
she the queen of a nation? Like, what is this gown?
I want to sit got McDown and be like, baby, tell me where this idea came from.
Why'd you feel like you had to hit me so hard? Like, what did I do to you? I just, it's
Do you want to square
overkill.
up? Did
It's
I offend you in some
overkill.
way?
It's completely overkill. Like, you already done killed my mom, burnt my house down, ruined
Stole
my
my bike.
credit, stole my bicycle. What is left for you to do to me? Like, I just don't. First off, to choose to do for me a navy blue is a very like that deep velvet navy blue
Yes.
and that on that
Hmm.
royal blue is such a bold choice because
Bold.
that color typically is one that you really don't see a lot happening on stage, you know.
Hmm.
And I think it's a really strong alternative to wanting to do something dark instead of doing black, right? But this color
Yeah.
often reads very masculine, which I don't think is a problem. And got Mick also in their drag plays these lines of these classical identified like male silhouettes and female ones, right? Which it
Hmm.
just is speaks to their experience in the world. But for do you see the pads on the hips that is added into the gown? Like
Yeah.
the quilted hip is part of the gown. And then this is a mermaid skirt. I have never seen a mermaid skirt that is just so like it's jutting directly out. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yes.
in and out, in and out. Okay. And then the nerve to put Elizabethan ruffs around the bottom border.
The audacity.
Uh, the the
She had it.
audacity. And then it just doesn't stop. Then there is 3D printed gold caging around the hips and the bust. That has this dramatic shoulders, ruffs around the wrist, and then the hair is styled in a black updo that mimics a crown. I am over it.
Other worldly.
And then, of course, rocking the signature the white face. They
Hmm.
definitely have their complete chest exposed, boobs, no top padding. Like they said, I done paid how much money to have these titties chopped off. I'll be damned
I'ma
if I wear
show
a
it.
tit. You can kiss my
Yes.
ass. Stunning. And then this, you know the Miss Swarovski crystals. They gotta be. They the heart. It
Do my tits bother you, girl?
it
They're
is.
covered in Sriracha crystals.
Why are you so mad? What's like? I just came to have a good time, you know. So Gottmik has just like 10, like definition of tens across the board. You know, it's like
Yes, Mama
it
has raised the bar when it comes to that runway.
the if there was a ceiling, it has been shattered. The roof has been blown off
Oh
of
yeah.
this place.
Oh
And
yeah.
we'll move on because there's much more to talk about.
Hmm.
Up next for the finale runway, we have Candy Muse. Miss
Yes, we do.
Candy Muse. So we will start with their black and white look. Tell me how you feel. How you feeling?
I actually loved it. It was a gown, although she said she didn't wear gowns. She looks wonderful in this one. I loved her hair. I loved her makeup. I love the fit. I liked how it was short in the front and long in the back. She looked great.
Yeah, and it didn't feel like one of those Dillard's prom high lows. Like it felt
Yeah,
very cohesive
yeah. It felt
and
fashion
intentional.
forward, and
Yeah.
yes.
Also, I don't know if you noticed, but the dress does spell out BLM for Black Lives Matter.
Oh, I
Um,
didn't see that.
yeah, it's kind of abstractly done, but it is there and it was intentional. Uh, I think out of the three looks, and we're going to talk about all three, I do think for the three ball looks, this was the strongest one for her, for
Yes,
me.
by far.
And it was the best hair that she wore the entire finale episode. I was not a fan of the majority of the hairstyles that she wore for the finale
Yeah.
episodes, but this look was stunning. Moving along to her red all over look. How you feel about this red all over?
I liked the idea. I didn't love the execution.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cute to do like a short little pump it look. I think it needed different hair. And I'm the red pleather with the grommets. I just don't understand like why the grommets couldn't be like floor length chains. You know what I'm saying? Like if it would have gave more
Hmm.
movement and dangling. You get what I'm trying to say? Like if it just
Yeah,
went all the way
definitely.
down,
The
like
change that went all the way down to the ground.
yeah, that would have kind of almost been that would have been a serve, particularly
Yeah.
if she should have been creative. Like, there's a way, and this is the stuff that like Simone thinks about is like, how could it's like hair with headphones on it? How could the headphones be incorporated into the hairstyle? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
that would have been to me a more of a serve.
Yeah.
Now, as we move along to her grand finale eleganza, I will say I do think that this is a pretty dress. I think she
Mm.
looks pretty, but I don't really like this gown. The fabric looks very cheap.
Yeah.
The blue fabric, and it's really hard for those shiny fabrics like that not to look cheap, you know?
Agreed. Yeah, it gave me really like 1980s bad prom dress
Yeah.
with a really like random headpiece. I couldn't get with it. But again, her face is beat. So
Well,
like as always.
she did good makeup. I also
So,
think the length of the dress is kind of odd. It
yeah.
either needs to be shorter to do that Dior length kind of like T cut, or it needs to touch the floor. You know, it's kind
I
of
don't
like
I don't
a
think
weird
anything would
length.
have saved this dress. Honestly. It's just
Well,
just don't like it. At least not for
no.
me.
And the
Not for me.
headpiece is doing a lot. Like, did you have to wear the
Yeah.
whole peacock on your head?
It makes it even look more, I hate to say costumey, but like,
But not in a good way, you know? Not in a good way. So
yeah, like you about
this
to go to a 5 year old's birthday party and perform, maybe. I don't know.
okay. I also do have to mention this wig because there has been a theme of Candy with weird hairlines. And this wig also was one with a really weird hairline. Like, where are the sides? Like, is it a mohawk or is the
Yeah.
hairline all the way back that far? You
And we can
know?
know that we can clock your hairline even with a headpiece on. Like,
It's worrisome. You know, it's a little
yeah,
worrisome.
very much.
But moving on, Rose.
Ooh,
Okay, let's get into this mama. This black and white rose look is stunning. The
gorgeous.
parasol, the fact that it was done in like latex and leather, it is a like updated version of like Elizabeth Taylor, or I think Audrey Hepburn did a kind of a recreation of her, like a Marie Antoinette. So then it's like the update of the update. So it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
extremely fashion forward. The
Hmm.
hat, the bows, and it's almost, she could have worn this. Do you remember on All Stars 4 the category curves and swerves?
Yes,
This could have been
yes,
a curves and swerves look, you know?
yeah.
And the detail that there underneath the skirt, there is still a petticoat underneath the skirt, even though it mermaids out so low. You know, that detail
Hmm.
I think is really nice. My one issue for this, and they mentioned it on the pit stop, is I think the makeup is bad.
Yeah, especially that close up.
Yeah,
It was not very
it
flattering.
it almost looks like Rose without makeup on. You know,
Yeah.
it looked like Boise, and I just didn't. I wasn't.
Boys, eh?
It was. Yeah, no, I was not a
Yeah.
fan
And for her to
of the
wear so
makeup.
much corrector, I still saw a lot of her beard. So,
Well, child, I think when you be
I
when you maybe a sprained ankle makes your beard grow back faster. I don't know.
don't
Uh,
know.
uh, her red all over look. How do you feel about it?
Much like Candy's, out of the three, it was the one that moved me the least. But I still think she looked good. I still think it was well executed. Um, it was just like, okay, that's cute for me, and I
Yeah,
did like the puns, and I liked the campiness of it.
the
But
commentary was great. The commentary was
yeah,
some of the best outfit commentary. I do think this gown is really pretty, but this is the statement that I'm going to make is really not original. Like a lot of people are making this comment. It didn't feel like Rose to me. It felt a little bit out of Rose's point of view, if you get what I'm saying. Like
mm,
I don't understand how it kind of relates to the greater character that Rose plays.
right.
Um, yeah, so that's how, and I also didn't like her gliding. I wish she just would have walked.
Yeah, why was she? I was very confused by that.
Because the bottom has these like roots that go out, and I guess she thought it would have moved better, but it just made her look like Denali but drunk. I
Yeah.
don't know. It was bad. You know, it's the finale, girl. Pump it down the runway. Pump it. You know.
Yes, as much as you can with that ankle, but pump it.
Right. Ugh, the ankle. We gonna talk about that ankle. And the grand finale, eleganza, extravaganza look. I love this.
Yes, it was so well done. I know I saw some commentary that people did not like it, but I really enjoyed it.
Well, I think what people need to realize there's a difference between thinking it's not a good look and then not wearing it. Would I wear this? No. But this is a very good look for Rose. This feels like Rose's character.
Yeah.
It is well
Yes.
made. It also has a bit of camp to it.
Hmm.
It is, I don't know. I was a fan. And all of those details, it's very panto.
Hmm.
I'm a fan of this. You know,
Same.
I thought this
Same.
was really cute.
Best she's
And
ever looked.
yeah, for real.
At least on the
And
show. At least on the show.
yeah, she looked good. Now, last but certainly not least, the current reigning queen of RuPaul's Drag Race season 13, the Ebony Enchantress, Simone.
This black and white look moved me. This was spiritual.
I think
This
this was,
was
listen, audience, this was the moment where me, Avery, and Shay screamed like little bitches
screams.
in unison and hopped out of our chairs, literally.
Listen, we were standing 10 toes down. This black and white look is everything to me. Mom said, I'm going to go out here and take up the entire center of this stage with my gown and with my hair. And,
First off, she caused the hair in her, so you know, like the girls tag all the designers and stuff in the comments underneath, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
of course Gigi made this hair because I think Gigi Good made almost all the hair that Simone
Hmm.
brought because Gigi Good does hair. Like Gigi said in a recent interview that she has never worn a piece of hair that she did not design herself since she started doing drag.
Sickening.
So Gigi does all her hair and she does Simone's hair. And I also want to I think it's interesting that I like the attention to detail. I think it's an interesting conversation because Simone has wearing all these well executed iconic black hairstyles that were not done by a black hair artist. And so I think it's really interesting, but I do really commend Gigi for actually looking at the references and doing it right. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
these are spot on.
she obviously
These
took clear direction from Simone. Simone was like, you need to do this. Probably gave her some references, and
Yeah.
she
Well, that
did.
whole team, though, the House of Avalon is a very talented group. You know what I'm saying? As Simone says, she's the talent, you know? You know, but this hair, she calls it a monument. That's what the hair is called. It's underneath in the tag. It doesn't say hairstyle or hair by. It says monument by.
You know, and I think that is a correct label, a correct description for this hair.
That hair is so big, it needs its own area code, okay? That hair.
Listen, the
And
hair
the
needs its own
bandana
bedroom.
tie. The motherfucking bandana tie.
The
Like,
bandana detail out of this whole outfit was so good and so well done. Oh
when
my
she hit the
goodness, I can't say
stage,
enough about this.
you know what I said?
Hmm.
So you want to be a nigger? That's and I was like, you know what? Yes, I do. Yes, I
do. Oh my goodness, I liked it. And speaking politically, there's conversation to be had because I didn't even catch it till Kasia brought it up on the pit stop. How she took these like very European kind of silhouettes and styles of gown, and then kind of niggered it up with with the bandanas and the hair. So it's an interesting marry of the two styles and aesthetics. But that's what Simone does. Like, I don't think she has worn a garment that hasn't caused some kind of conversation, whether it's social, political, or both.
This is a 17th, 18th century European style gown with the peignets on the hips. So like the big hoop skirts that go, you either can wear them complete hoop skirts or you can do them out to the side on the hips, right? That is a very, European style that she has taken and then elevated, and it's elevated because she made it black.
Yes.
And that to me is what Simone has done this entire time. She has taken traditional Afro styles, and she has taken American styles, and she has also taken European styles and have all made them work for her in a way that is pure elegance, that is innovative, that is almost to the height of just like, these are almost everything she's worn to me is museum worthy, like Met Gala worthy, because it doesn't just have, it's not just striking the moment you look at it. The longer you look at it, you see more and more and more details. All of it has history and commentary to it, and like we could go and do like a whole, like I personally think a graduate student could write a whole freaking thesis about these gowns. If you were an art major or a history major or a fashion major, like you could really write about this shit.
This is a project, and this is why I really can't get behind when people say, "Oh, Simone don't do nothing. She just has a team that does stuff for her." Like, no, this is her intellectual property that we're seeing. She might not have constructed the garment herself, but these are her ideas. These are literally the personification of her ideas, her intellect. The way she wants to like mishmash culture and create conversation. This is her activism on the stage, just in material form. And so I really can't get behind the notion that Simone doesn't do anything with her drag. She just has people do it for her.
Right. And it's not accident. It doesn't happen by happenstance because every single look has been like this.
Right. Every single one. Like when you said like, because I've said multiple times over the season, like at first I looked at it and I didn't really like it, but the more I looked at it, the more I took it in, the more impressed I was, and that's what Simone drag does. And like you said, that doesn't happen by happenstance. Those are very intentional decisions that she is making as an artist. Now, someone else might construct them, but I 100% believe that this is Simone's drag. This is her art. This is her activism. This is what she wants to do and be as an artist. Period. Is kind of create this kind of conversations. So I love it.
This is who I want to see as a creative director for a major fashion magazine. Not this off-white bullshit that they be trying to sell me that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. Okay? I said it. And everybody just started admitting that off-white stuff is playing in our face.
I can't get behind it, and I won't.
It's and I don't care. I feel like it's anti-black for you to charge me all this money for these ugly ass basic clothes that don't speak nothing new to fashion. Okay,
I am not buying what you're selling, Virgil. Quite literally, I'm not buying it.
Goodbye, Virgil. Next, red all overlook. This for me, I have to go. This is how you do a short dress and then make it do what you wanted it to do.
Yes.
First off, the entire dress is red ghetto bitch nails. Okay, and we all know. First off, and then wearing this this is a highly stigmatized nail style.
Talk about it.
It is deemed as unprofessional. It is deemed as slutty. And like not in the like powerful slutty way. Like I mean, Jezebel, you nasty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It is seen,
like the oppressive.
yeah. It is deemed as a style for someone that is uneducated and attention
Uh-huh.
seeking and self
A
loathing.
welfare mom.
Oh well, for this,
Someone who spends government money on nails and shoes and handbags rather than taking care of themselves or their kids. Like you said, it's a very stigmatized. Is very in conversation with um black criminalized womanhood. I'll
yep.
say that is what that style is associated with.
And she's taken it and designed it and made an entire look and garment out of it that is just awe striking. Like her
Hmm.
nails are long as like you look at her like how'd you wipe your butt nails? These are the length of these nails. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Then she got the hangnails on her toes going
Hmm.
all the way over. Then this bitch got the nerve to have a blonde finger wave with a ponytail with two black ass hands doing the hey girl, hey hand gesture with the
Come on.
motherfucking nails holding two ponytails. And then also, it's not just holding two ponytails. This could also be seen as imagery of a black girl selling hair, which is a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like
I picture black folks talking like because a lot of us talk like what our hands do. I loved it. I feel like this dress was in the same family as the black braided dress when she
yeah, yeah,
wore
yeah.
the back to the roots hairstyle.
Yeah,
Politically and aesthetically in the same family.
yeah. And it had the movement. And the thing about it is, even if you didn't know that the dress was literally made out of fingernail fringe, like it's stunning. And then you
Hmm.
have to then discover that the dress is made out of red ghetto bitch fingernails.
Everything.
And how much if somebody don't give her a baby oil campaign? Because I mean, she the only one keeping baby oil in business. Because I mean,
Some Johnson Johnson.
okay, now they need to pay restitution to black folk for trying to kill us, but pay some more.
Facts.
And then last but
Right.
certainly not least, the grand finale, Eleganza Extravaganza look with Simone as literally a Gorgon. Okay. Medusa.
Listen, Medusa mixed with Adora Milaje,
It
mixed with a runway model.
mixed
mixed,
with like Helena Troy and like it's
yeah.
just so it's it's so many layers of reference in this. And the fact that she did not, I also think it was genius that she didn't go. That she went the opposite direction. It's just as genius as Mick decided. Mick did the ultimate. You cannot do a ball gown any better than Mick did a ball gown. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I think it's just as brilliant that someone went the opposite direction and gave us a more relaxed silhouette, but then
Yes.
gave us this armor and this hair. Like I don't know. I
She's
could
giving
just
you
cry.
story. She's giving you narrative. That
I
was a
could
Billy
just
Porter
cry.
reference. Yeah.
I could just cry. You
It was
know,
everything. It was. I feel like it married her Reggie, her out of drag style with Simone, her in drag style and personalities, and just constructed a beautiful garment out of it. It's
also,
like,
these girls is picking outfits. They have to get changed so quick in between. These is outfits that is hard to get on, hard to walk in, hard to stand in. It's
baby,
just like I just
I would have 4 or 5 of my friends like, help me with this, help me with that, pick
okay.
this up, zip this up.
I think the girls, and I wonder how much help they got because typically the girls for the finale do get to have a team of people helping them because like a lot of girls get makeup assistants for the finale and all that different stuff.
Yeah,
I wonder how much help they were allowed to have because of COVID and if what it was mostly PAs helping them. You know what I'm saying? And not that a production assistant doesn't help well, but like your team go help you different. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, because they know you, they know your body, they know what to do, how to put you in drag. Um,
Okay,
PAs may or may not, but
exactly.
I'll have no problem if I had to snatch a PA. I don't even ask permission. I'd be like, hey, you, can you come help me with
I
this?
don't even care if you my PA or not. Put my shoe on.
Right. You hold that camera and zip this up, please. I can't bend
Okay,
over. Thank you so much.
lotion my knee, please. Thank you. And you know what? Matter of fact, sew me a whole new dress. Thank you. Out of that curtain over there. That's a nice curtain.
Here's some needle and thread. Get to work.
All right now. These looks were just this is okay. So overall, for the ball looks, I think RuPaul's Drag Race has completely changed the game in terms of what is expected now on this show. This is the
Right.
most out of all the girls across the board, even though we all know that Mick and Simone were superior.
Hmm.
Um, across the board, these looks are the highest amount of drag that I have ever seen presented on
Ever seen
every season of RuPaul's Drag Race ever. I
in my
have not
life.
seen Ru wear this shit.
Come on. Come on. Like,
How do
this
you
has
do?
changed the game. This has set the standard at a art where standard was already set pretty damn high, right? But then this World of Wonder and RuPaul Drag Race is going to have to do something when it comes to pay inequity and income inequity on this show. Like, you cannot expect every girl, if this is now the standard, you cannot expect every girl that y'all cast to be able to afford this level of like elegance. Like, it's not going to work. So y'all have, if this is now the standard, you have to do something to meet that or help them meet the standard. Or there's no way you can judge this competition fairly anymore. I mean, you really couldn't after what, season 7.
Yeah,
But you definitely can't now. That y'all gonna have to throw some cash these girls away to get prepared for this show.
it's just I don't. These are like couture. Like these could all be on an Italian couturier's runway. You know, like
Yes,
and
biggest
a lot,
runway, biggest stage in the world.
and it also speaks to a whole nother level of like queer artists,
Hmm.
black queer artists, trans folk, like Mick, Simone, like these are the people who we really need to be pushing to the forefront, you know, and
Yes.
supporting and getting behind because this is the innovation. And this is the stuff that then we will see. I guarantee you, we will see this stuff produced and watered down mainstream runways
Come on.
in magazines and all this stuff over and over again. Gottmik and Simone are on an entire another level of artistry, of entertainment,
Yes.
just okay of
Of
period.
yes,
And I
they
just
are. And
I
I'm gonna throw another girl's name into that ring who is not in our top 4, but Utica as well for me at least
yes.
continues to
Oh, we're gonna
push
talk about Miss
the
Utica in
bar.
a minute. I am I'm just like thoroughly overwhelmed and I am just
Yeah, I have chills right now.
congratulations.
I have
Yeah.
chills.
And I know this episode is going to be a lot of me saying, yeah, because this is how, if you were watching, you were there,
Yeah,
tell me,
lost for words.
whew, it is, yeah, gowns. In the words of Aretha Franklin, fucking gowns.
But in the best way
Gowns.
possible, not in
In
the
the
shady
best
way.
way
In the
possible.
best way possible.
Gowns on gowns on gowns, baby.
Gorgeous. Oh my
Let's talk
god.
about the girls need to win the crown now. They done showed the outfits. Let's talk about these performances. So the
Yes.
RuPaul's Drag Race finale is featuring songs by our favorite homegirl, Britney
Listen, if there's a white girl black people
Spears.
love, Britney Spears is ranking at the top of that list.
And she's remained mostly unproblematic her entire career. So I
Yeah.
am shout out to you, bitch. So they are keeping the traditional, well, the now traditional since season 9,
Yeah.
format of a lip sync for the crown. Now, I think the lip sync for the crown is dope. I do think that the finale should have, incorporate a couple of different things. And I think they did that well this year because there was like the interviews and they were pretty in-depth interviews.
Yeah.
And then we had the ball. I do wish on the finale, I like last season when each girl got to make and produce their own individual performance that was really in the vein of what we would see from them. And I think
Right.
that that's something that should be continued to be done. But honestly, I don't know. With Rue expecting these girls to bring all of these looks for this finale, because we're gonna talk about how many looks they had to bring for this finale alone.
Hmm.
And I don't know how they paid any of their bills and did this, but so I see why maybe it was a little much. And we got
Hmm.
them from the eliminated queens. We just didn't get these performances from the finale queens.
Right.
So the lip sync songs are "Work Bitch," "Give Me More," and "Till the World Ends." This year, though, with the finale, traditionally what happens is with this format is RuPaul spins the wheel and that selects the first girl, and then that girl gets to pick which girl she's
Hmm.
singing against. And instead, RuPaul spins the wheel both times. So the choices are not left up to the queens on who they will lip sync against. And part of me feel like that's very intentional,
Hmm.
because if you go back to season 9, the Shea Coulee versus Sasha Velour
Hmm.
situation was largely influenced by choices that were made strategically by Peppermint and Trinity.
Yes.
Um, which worked in their favor because they know for a fact that if it was up to the show, the top two would have been Sasha, and the Sasha and Shay lip sync would have happened as the final lip sync and
Right.
not as the first one. And I shout out to them girls for preserving themselves because now we got to see Peppermint be number two. You know what I'm saying? So that was great. But Rue not having none of that, so they spinning the wheel. Okay, they spinning the wheel, and the wheel lands on Candy Muse, and then the second spin of the wheel lands on Rose, but it almost landed on Simone. It almost landed on Simone.
Yeah.
Now that would have been a different type of lineup. You know, that would have been a very different lineup. But so Candy Muse versus Rose is the first lip sync, and they are lip syncing to "Work Bitch" by Britney Spears. Do you think? Who do you think does Candy end up winning the lip sync? Do you agree? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, like we discussed when we were watching together, I was pretty underwhelmed by the entire performance, but I do think Candy etched her out just a taste. And she looked gorgeous. I wasn't really feeling that first outfit, but then she revealed into that like colorful leotard. I like that.
Which is the best reveal to me. Like
Mhm.
it was designed in a way that made us think like, oh, Candy Muse is completely and totally unprepared. You know, like, okay, girl. You know, and then she wham, you know, and also Candy was pumping it. That bitch was pumping it. She hit the floor, she kicked that leg, she twirled that hair. She really gave Rose a run for her money. And now Rose done lost every lip sync that they done on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh, she has.
They lost. They was in the Pork Chop group week 1, so they lost to Olivia Lux. And then they was in the top week 3. It was Denali versus her, and Denali beat her. And now she lip sync against Candy, and now she done lost that lip sync. So, you know.
Damn. Damn.
Also, how do you feel about, like, they let us know up front, you know, Rue was like, you're nursing an injury. How do you feel about Rose with the sprained ankle? Do you feel like that maybe impacted the level of ability to perform and beat Candy?
Definitely.
I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of feel like I don't. Like, I feel like unless she broke her leg or needed a crutch or a wheelchair, I felt like the bitch, you should have fucking risked it all, you know?
I don't want to be insensitive, but if it was me, I would have popped some painkillers, probably more than I needed to, and I would have out there and I would have risked it because I would have went for it. Oh, baby, this is the finale. What you holding back? A sprained ankle? It ain't broke.
Television show. It's the biggest television show in the world. I'd be damned if I lose and at least not make it to the top 2 with the track record that I've had on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fuck that ankle. You can buy a new ankle.
You can literally, and that's the point I'm getting at. Biggest show in the world, notwithstanding that, but $100,000 is at stake. You better rest assured I'm gonna go out there and give it everything I have, even at the risk of re-injuring myself or making it worse. I don't give me some Viking, baby, and we going for the kill.
You know, like, I know that sounds a little bit problematic, but I'm just kind of like, this is drag, baby. Like,
yeah, this is thousands of dollars. I'm going for it.
And if anything, if you knew that, because she said she injured her ankle a couple months, like a little while back, right?
Yeah.
If you know you still sit on this injury, then I would have had the gags of the gags, bitch. I would have set myself on fire on stage. Period. Where's the fire? Okay. No. Okay.
Yeah, no. And I think Rose is smart enough to think of an alternative. So I don't really know what was going on here. She's funny. She's campy. She could have camped that up a little bit, and she did at the beginning. So I thought that was the route that it was going.
That was such a good moment when she made that weird face. I'm like, oh, I thought we were going to get a whole performance of that, and we didn't.
Yeah, but we did not. It just revealed to a velour her bodysuit.
First off, that was the ugliest reveal in my life because she should have kept the original outfit on, because the outfit underneath was the ugliest shit I had ever seen. Like, that was definitely like clearance rack at the dots, you know? Like, it was like wet seal, final sale, going out of store closing, you know? Like, the color was putrid. The color was disgusting.
The color with the fabric was just not a good mix.
The velour with the weird little see-through on the side, the crotch was weird. It didn't go with the hair. It made her body look it was just bad. it was bad all the way around. It was the type
Yeah.
of bad that we have described, that Joanne the scammer has told us about, and this is like, making your ramen noodles and leftover hot dog water. It is no. Now I will tell you this though. Candy's reveal look actually had another component to it that she didn't wear. So now we got this pattern of Candy like not actually wearing the full outfit the way it was supposed to be worn, because her red look was the one that had that train that was supposed to be so big that it took up the whole stage, and she decided not to wear it because that was going to end up being the finale look. So that's why she ended up wearing her sheer look on the runway for the finale instead of the red gown that she was supposed to wear. And I'm just like, so when she revealed it, it was supposed to have a skirt. So it was the same leotard with a matching skirt that had a lot of movement that also could tear off. So she would have been a double reveal. And she chose just to go from leotard to leotard, which I thought was really interesting. I'm just like, okay, girl, whatever.
She was probably like, I've done enough. Already got her. Let's not even do it. I've already won this.
I guess. I just don't know why she would even do that. Because, like, you pay for the whole outfit. Wear the whole outfit, you know? Next up is Gimme More by Britney Spears. And this is Got Mick versus Simone. And let me tell you something. I love you, Got Mick. But Simone let you have it.
Didn't she? Didn't she say it was in Simone? Why does damn song "Eye of the Tiger" just play in my head? But like, she was determined from the moment that first beat dropped, and she gave us that like walk with her hand on her crotch, and then the two reveals, and then she sexed it up and was whipping the hair back and forth. A little off beat, but still looked gorgeous.
I have never seen Simone be so sexy like that. She was so sexy.
She was giving it.
And she is a little offbeat, and that's her thing, and it's cute.
It's cute, yeah. It's cute. You know how Trixie on the pit stop, she was like, when Simone does something bad, like she always like kind of makes an excuse for it. Like, literally, that's what we do too. Like, it's okay. It's okay. She still look good.
But also, I did like the double reveal because when she came out the sculpted afro into that long ombre, I was like, ooh.
Yes, the reveal had levels. It had dimension.
When she did that hair toss to the left, then slid her arms down her whole body and stick her hip out, I was like, girl.
That's a Beyonce move. That's that Beyonce move.
You better give me shape. Okay, America's Next Top Model. Okay.
Yeah, she is everything. She ate that lip sync.
That outfit was designed by Frisk Me Good, who her name is Sierra Boy. She's a fashion designer who does she takes old sneakers, comforters, curtains, and she I forget the word for it, but like she designs out of like sustainable material, like old materials. So she'll like go to like a thrift store or Overstock, and she'll buy like 10 like old dusty ass New Balances and then make a whole outfit out of them.
I love that.
So this not only is a Black designer, she's local. She's from Ohio. I've met her and I've been to some of her fashion shows, and she is so stunning. And I was so glad to see a local up and coming designer who she graduated from Kent State. I think she went to Kent. Yeah, a local up and coming designer to be shown on a national stage like that. And
that is so dope. We have to shout her out on her Twitter and Instagram because that's dope.
That was a big moment for Sierra, and I was like, girl, and she throws like little fashion shows here in Cleveland, any space she can find. They're always epic and stunning. She has fat models. She got all type of models. Like, Sierra is like,
yes, Sierra, like, let's connect. If you're still in Cleveland, let's connect, girl.
Yeah, like the outfits, and she you can still buy stuff like, and she still at this point, like her stuff is still at an affordable price point, and things like that. And they're like, it's just, she's really talented. And I also feel like a lot of artists in the mainstream are kind of jocking off her style. Like, you starting to see other designers starting to make some of the stuff that she's making. And I think it's a little shiesty, but
we got your back, Sierra. We're gonna call it out anytime we see it.
Yeah, and be like, liar, you thief. Now I will say this: Gottmik tried her very best. Okay, she did all her stuff, including her crunchy split. She pulled that crunchy split out, baby.
Gottmik, you look gorgeous. You did wonderful. I love the outfit you had on to Crash the System. Loved it. She should be very proud of what she's done on the show.
Does she have Crash the System merch? Because I want to buy it.
Let's look it up. Yeah,
Because I want to wear a Crash the System shirt with Tamisha Iman sneakers with my Ebony Enchantress do-rag.
yes. So you saw me. I wore my Ebony Enchantress durag,
It was so
the
cute.
day of the finale, and then when I was like out and about, people was like, "Oh, Simone, Simone." I was like, "Yes, yes, this is her."
Actually, no, my name's Avery. Give me your phone number. Pay my deals.
Right. There's like, "Oh, that's
Oh.
Simone merch. That's Simone merch." I was like, "Yes, it is." And the durag is long. For those of you who don't know, the durag is pretty long. Like it touches like the middle of my back. So it is
So
going.
it
People
like
are going to notice
does
it.
it does it accentuate your derriere?
It does, because then people they look at the durag and they gotta look at my ass too. So
And our last lip sync is, of course, between now Candy Muse and Simone, and they are lip syncing till the world ends. How do you feel about this finale lip sync? Simone, of course, wins the show. Do you agree?
yeah, Simone ate like
Do you think she won the lip sync too?
oh, absolutely,
Me too.
absolutely. I think she was more alluring, more dynamic. She commanded that stage. Like she was there. That was a performance of someone who was there to win. I loved her reveals. They were subtle but still impactful enough to make a statement. Um, Candy did well too. It was a lot of energy. Um, but I just think her outfit was ill fitting. She had a prop that didn't really make sense or didn't really fit. It looked like she bought that from a vendor right outside the the venue and decided like, oh, I'm gonna bring this on stage, and it just didn't really make a whole lot of sense. So
Yeah, because like I do think that the using the flag and showing your culture, I think that was a Dominican flag,
yeah,
was brilliant. But like if you're gonna do that, like that flag needs to be stoned, it needs to be ironed, it needs to be everything that it was not. Also,
yeah.
I thought the outfit that she wore was peculiar. It was almost like, do you have you seen the Goofy movie? It looked like a really bad rendition of
Oh,
a Powerline. Remember Timmy
yes,
Campbell played Powerline? It looked like a really bad
Jesus,
version of that.
yes, I see it.
And then also, like,
You
where
are
did her
so good.
cinch go? Her cinch just completely went away in that outfit. Like, where did it go?
Yeah, maybe that was why it
I,
was ill fitting because it wasn't like I don't know.
yeah, it wasn't right. It just seemed like Candy was in like boy candy out like body underneath, which just doesn't go with the drag. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's
and
I
that's
don't
what you
know.
wear to lip sync for the crown.
Yeah, it was
Like,
weird. It was
yeah,
weird. It's getting weird. I did like the hair. I wish it was a little bigger, but I do like that hairstyle. That is like a black girl, a Latin
yeah,
girl with the
yeah.
bamboo earring. Like that's that style. So I really
Yes.
like that. I like that hair. It was definitely giving me very like Afro Latina,
Hmm.
vibe. Cute.
Yes.
Um, let's talk about Simone's the devil in the details. So she had on the black trench, so like clear reveal, right? But when she
Right.
opens the coat, the lining of the coat goes with the gown, like the dress. So it made it very visually impactful for her to open the coat. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was stunning. And then this bitch pulled a string. It was like one of her locks.
Yeah. Like she was at a carnival.
She done pulled one of her locks. Gigi done made this hair. She done pulled.
And
I
it
bet you that was
sprouted out the
Gigi.
top.
I bet that was Gigi idea. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna pull the lock and then
Yes.
we're gonna have some more.
So what you're gonna
And I
do
can see,
is you're gonna pull this
and I
one
can
right
see
here.
some. I bet you someone was like, okay, girl, whatever. I better win.
Right. Right. I
I will
loved
say I
it.
do think it was dope. I do wish that when the helicopter hair came out, that it had more fringe on it. You know,
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I still liked
more of
it.
it. But it
Yeah.
was still cool, and there were subtle things. It wasn't nobody tried to do with the Asia O'Hara and release the butterflies. Like it's like
Yes.
it's just like
Yes.
okay,
And I
girl.
love Asia O'Hara over here. She's one of my top five drag queens in the world.
I'm gonna be
Nobody
completely
hosts a
honest.
show like Asia O'Hara. Remember when we went to
The host.
Work the World?
Oh my god.
The most entertaining host I have ever seen.
And I
Ever.
commend her too because Asia O'Hara also hosted that show to a mixed crowd audience. There was black people, white people, straight people,
Old
gay people,
people.
and
Uh-huh.
old people and children. And she
Yes.
hosted that show in a way that made it safe and fun for every single person there.
Yes.
As an adult, you didn't feel like you was shortchanged, and as a kid, you
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like treat it like nothing inappropriate happened.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That in fact they even welcomed that one girl on stage and probably made her world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was so nice, and her looks are great, and her color guard. This bitch twirled that cube and then played the drum set.
Everything. She is a wonderful entertainer.
And she was really playing that drum. I'm like,
yeah,
girl.
she does the things. Like, at
Very
what show do
talented.
you go and the host kills the show, but then also has 2 or 3 numbers where she eats too?
And then where's more look, and she said it because I don't know if you watched the Vegas review, but they had got into a little argument on there because she was having a hard time hitting her spot. She's like, first off, I have way more to do than every single one of y'all.
Yeah. And she does, as someone who has seen her live, she absolutely does.
Because, like, whenever they change your blocking or change your stuff, my stuff changes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole thing. And then y'all be late. I have to keep the audience entertained. I have to transition the show. She has the most outfit changes out of anybody.
Yes.
And she has to do, I think she does like 2 or 3 numbers. I'm just like, and she better be top bill too. She better be top
She
bill.
better be. And that, I'm glad you brought up Vegas very briefly, because this is not what we're here to talk about. But they always try to, on season 10, she got a really good edit. But on these spinoff shows, she gets the one that she's hard to work with and she's a diva or whatever.
Not true.
Which is not true. They did it on Vegas. They did it on season 2 of Work the World. Like, she just needs order because she has to move the show along. But they frame it in a way that she is just being combative for no reason. Also, and I hate that.
I don't think the fact that she removed herself from confrontation so that she could work, it would seem like it was demonized. And I thought it was completely inappropriate.
Yeah.
Like, first off, and she should have a solo dressing room as far as I'm concerned. She's the host of the show.
Right.
But also, like, I'm not about to kick it with you, Derek Barry, because you fake.
Fake it? Oh, that's not what we're here to talk about. Don't get me on Derek Barry.
But all I'm going to say is that she was completely within her right, and they need to treat her better. And Naomi need to also watch herself, because Naomi be acting like some of them little white twink girls, and she let somebody.
And you are not,
like
baby.
That, and she
they would not.
Say.
They would not accept, like, somebody needed to slide knuckles across Derek Barry's face. And if I had been there, it would have been me and her boyfriend, because.
Right.
No.
But nobody seemed to have an issue with Asia O'Hara's behavior when Asia O'Hara was coming to their rescue. Nobody seemed to have an issue with it.
Exactly. But when it's on her and she needs someone to stick up for her, to support her, it's like no one, including the other black queens in the room, are willing to do that, even though she does that for everybody else. Even the one she calls her friend. Like, Cameron, not supposed to be a good girlfriend, and where were you?
Right.
Like,
but she's non-confrontational, and we all know how I feel about non-confrontational people. So
white non-confrontational people are useless. Go somewhere.
I'm just like, life is nothing but confrontation. Get over it. It's not, confrontation is not a synonym with bad. Okay, it's not.
Yeah, that's that American politeness bullshit culture that we live in. Like, lose yourself from that. Stick up for yourself. Stick up for the people who at least stick up for you, bitch. That's selfishness. Like, that is cowardice.
Yeah.
You have a voice.
Moving along here. Simone takes the motherfucking crown, which is given to her by Jada. Let's talk about it. I am so glad that Jada got to do so much work on the finale.
Yes.
That was such a moment, because those season 12 girls did not really get what they really needed. And I am so glad to see. And I don't know, I feel like people don't necessarily get or understand the majesty that's Jada, and I do. Jada is a very simple and easy person to love. There is no pretense. She just is here to look pretty and do a good job. And that is what she does. She looks stunning every single moment. And let's talk about how she made all of her drag except like 2 garments. She made every single thing that she brought with her. Her boyfriend made almost all of her hair and jewelry. Like, it's like stun.
Oh, she's everything.
Funny. I think she's hilarious. I get her sense of humor. And her finale look was very hot to me. I don't know if you listen to, do you know who Phyllis Hyman is?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a Phyllis Hyman look.
Yeah, oh my God, yes. My friend said it was very Queen Latifah. And I was like, yes, I see that as well.
Style. And I don't know if a lot of people don't really, that style is very referential to a certain era of Black culture, so you may not notice or understand it, but it was stunned.
It was everything.
And also, did you see Simone's crown? The crown this year is huge and stunning.
Yeah. Do you see that picture where like Jada's like adorning Simone's head? Oh my! I
Oh,
was like, I
that's
need
a
to blow this
beautiful
up,
edit.
frame it, and put it on my wall.
You know how like your grandparents got that picture of Obama?
Yeah,
Everybody
that's it.
grandparents
Or JFK.
or JFK got that picture. I want that. That's my picture.
I
That's
want
my
that.
Obama picture.
Yeah.
Okay, give me the. I want the coffee mug, the matching towel, the button, and the 8.5 by 11.
The
Okay, that's all.
coasters, the phone
Okay,
case. I want it all.
and I want to sit it on my attaché, and sit it there, and don't nobody touch it. Okay. Billy got your little hand pop trying to touch my counter.
Yeah.
No. Stunt moment. Also, did you see the photo of Simone eating Mickey D's with her crown and that wig on, looking like
She
she
was
was so
lit.
hungover?
She was big lit. I love.
Shout out to her. You saw her tweet. She said, "I'm sorry, I ain't commenting on none of y'all stuff. I am celebrating." And I'm like, "You go
Yes,
down,
as she
girl."
should. She shouldn't tend to us. She should go out and have a good time. She should celebrate the dope things that she has done over the past
Okay,
4 months
spend a
on this
little bit of that
program.
money, baby. Go spend a little bit. Buy
Right.
you something nice.
Yes, I loved it. She deserves.
Also, it's been what 48 hours, 72 hours since the win, and her and Gigi just did the Vogue collab together for Celine. Like, girl
Hmm.
already in Vogue. Girl already in Vogue. And
Already.
actually, she's in the men's issue of Vogue, which is very major. Her and Gigi
Ooh,
are in the men's issue of Vogue in drag,
we love
and
that.
it's a moment. It truly is a moment.
We love
Um,
that.
I do have to mention this. I thought that RuPaul's finale gown, and hair was cute. I liked it.
I liked it too. Are we going to talk about the other girls' runway looks real quick?
Yeah, we're gonna do a speed round
Speed
of
round.
Saint and
Yeah.
Sinner. So let me just pull them up. So here we go. Denali Saint.
Thanks.
Elliot with two T's. No comment.
Thank. She looked good.
Oh, pause. Did you see the video of the girls at the finale
I
where
wasn't going to say nothing.
the way that they said nothing about Joey and Elliot, and like you could tell that they didn't say nothing about Joey because the outfit was ugly, but they didn't say nothing
Right.
about Elliot because they don't like it.
They don't like her. It was like a yay. And it was like,
Okay, girl.
that was very apparent.
Child, Joey J. Cinder.
What is this?
This
Center.
bang, this outfit, this
This
shiesty
makeup?
ponytail?
What is that?
It's like she doesn't know how to be a drag queen, and it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Kimora Hall, Big Saint, way to do an Airtay remake.
Yes. Huge saint.
Lala Ree, Gorgina, Saint.
Huge saint. Capital letter.
Congratulations to our new reigning
Yeah.
Congeniality.
I'm so proud. I'm so happy. Last week I said that was my Miss Congeniality. I'm so glad she won. Spend that money,
And
girl.
she got her $10,000. She got her 10 grand. So good for you, boo. And Miss Congenialities typically have a really good run post show. So
Yes.
shout out to you, Olivia Lux, Saint.
Saint.
Although I don't like the little stones on her forehead. Tamisha Iman, this is a Saint, and you know it was made
Huge
by her.
saint. Mama, you look great.
I mean, tits out, hair big, just great.
Yes.
Tina Burner, I'm going to give this a Saint, but I do have a comment. For this
Okay.
to be the grand finale, I wish she would have gave me Tina Burner, a more elevated Tina Burner take. And I don't see this as an elevated Tina Burner take. This is just a very pretty hair and gown. You know, I wish it was something more Tina Burner to it. And like she could have did a glove, a neck. Like it's just something else that could have happened, you know?
I agree. But saint. She looked nice.
But it is a Saint. And Utica. If Utica walked the finale in this, I'd be screaming and telling everybody how you need to bow down to Utica Queen.
Big O, saint with exclamation points. She does not miss.
Also,
this was gorgeous.
Even the type of sparkle, like I don't even understand. It looks like a constellation in the night sky. And since we're still doing Saint and Sinner, we're gonna Saint and Sinner the top 4 queens. Their red carpet looks too. So Simone and Moschino, the pink purses.
Saint. Loved it.
Definitely a Saint. We're going to do Candy Muse in the like animal print with the feathers. Saint.
Oh, big old saint. Yes.
Also, this is what I was expecting to get from Candy Muse the entire season. So with her two promo looks, are in this similar style that has comedic relief, big tall beehive hair, and giving you a little bit of that Banji girl cunt vibe. And I didn't get that same thing. Like
At all.
I thought I was going to get. I thought she was going to be this type of girl in terms of looks the entire season, and I didn't get that. So I think Candy Muse, if you stay in, like, you have it, so you need to ride that wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, ride that wave. And also, you know how each girl has their like kind of gimmick sometimes. Like Simone always is in like never wears stockings, always has that beautiful cocoa like wet looking skin. Tina Burner is always in red, yellow, and white. Like everybody, like Kimora Hall does the Bob Mackie. Could you imagine Candy just wearing a bunch of beehive hair looks all the time? Because she's worn 4 different ones that are all very different, and some of the best hair that she wore. Like, bitch should just wear a beehive.
Yeah. I mean, she has to. Well, she doesn't have to. And this is very RuPaul's Drag Race as capitalist thing I'm about to say. Is she's going to have to brand herself at some point as someone who does a specific thing or offers a specific thing. Because right now, even though she's made it to the top 4, we don't know what that is yet in terms of drag, in terms of aesthetic. So yeah, and
that's kind of what has prevented. That's kind of, in my opinion, what prevented Olivia from advancing, to the top 4. Too, is those little details about the brand. Next up, speaking of a brand, Clownface got Mick. I didn't really like this that much, but I understand I understand the reference. I think it's what is the house? Anyway, this is a remake of an Italian fashion designer's look. And I don't really like it.
Yeah, I don't like the gown. Love the hair and makeup, but I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, the hair and makeup, it just looked wrinkly, and I see like she's trying to be like a pumpkin, like a white pumpkin, but I just no.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And who's left? Oh, I have mixed feelings about Rosé, so I'm gonna give it a soft saint.
What does she wear?
It's the black gown with the oversized jewelry, like the really, really, really big bangles.
Oh! I like this. I'll give it a saint.
Yeah, something about the neck is a little barren. I don't like the fabric that the dress is made out of. I think the silhouette of the dress is perfect, but I don't like, and I also think she should have on an open-toed shoe, but that's just my opinion. And I think that's it for us. This is season 13 has come to an end. We've had so much fun kicking it with y'all on the weekly basis. We do have a couple of things that are going to come out in between our wait for season 2. So be on the lookout. We're going to be releasing some fun, new things. We are working diligently to come back strong for a season 2 that has even more entertainment for you all. But at this point, I'd just like to thank everybody who has been riding with us for the entirety of season 1. We kind of just like I said, Avery called me and was like, I was going to
tell the story. Yes.
And the next day we did the thing, and we've been doing the thing now for 17 consecutive weeks, and we are just very, very happy about it.
Yes,
and it's
I'm very proud of us.
Opportunities in our lives. And I just want to say, I love you so much, Avery.
I love you too. Thank you for taking my call. Like, when I tell y'all, I was just in my car and this like idea for something came to me. I was like, I don't know if we're going to do it. I don't know if someone else is going to do it, but it just came to me. I was riding down the street. The person I knew immediately to call was you, Juanita. And you were just like, I know exactly how we're going to do this. We're going to do the bam, bam, bam. We had a meeting the next day. And I called Juanita on a Wednesday. We had a meeting and that was the Wednesday before New Year's Eve. The timing matters. Yep. We had a short meeting on New Year's Eve before everybody went to celebrate and did all their things. We had a meeting that early afternoon, I think. Recorded the next day on that Friday. And we've been doing it ever since. We got some press. People saying they love the content. People saying this is a necessary conversation. And even if one person learned something from hearing us two talk, that is what matters to us as educators. So, and it's just fun to do. We love Drag Race. We're going to talk shit about it anyway. So.
Right. We love talking about progressive politics. I mean, this is the stuff that was going to happen anyway. So why not turn on a mic and edit some episodes and give y'all something to listen to? You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we'd like to thank you all so much for dragging from the left with us. I am your hostess with the mostest, the very Reverend Dr. Juanita Bind'Em.
And this is Avery. My drag name this week is Big Titty Tina.
And we will see you all soon. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.